What is going on? I am Anon Moose, also known as Code Zedmont on the Boom Beaches. This is a sneak peek. You can tell it's a sneak peek because I have 26 million upgrade tokens, 2,000 upgrade keys, 900,000 diamonds. It's a sneak peek. We're on the dev build. You can't download it. Blah, 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 blah. This season of Warships, Season 11, has the potential to be the best season ever. And I don't just say that because there's confetti in the air. We got party hats on. That is just a nice little cherry on top. This season of the tech tree looks like it could be amazing. Supercell, Boom Beach, outdoing themselves. They've been listening. I have been begging for this since they announced the tech tree. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get into it. Have a look. Now, I can't tell you this is going to be balanced or amazing or playable or anything like that because obviously it's just me playing against myself and I can make some guesses, but that's all they're going to be until we get some more people on this is guesses. The dev build is great for looking at stuff, but all we can really do is look. So as you can see here, we get a hero. We start out with Kavan before we get 3 engine rooms. I can't remember the last time that happened, but I can't remember 8 minutes ago, as someone on The Simpsons famously said. Now, we get heavies, we get Zookas, we get building health, and troop damage, I should say. I can't talk tonight. We get a cul-de-sac here where a lot of people might take that road and go in there and get an extra defense, but it's the perfect cul-de-sac in my mind because you don't have to go in there, but if you do choose to go down that road, you're going to get a little bit of defenses as a result of it. So as opposed to having something useless and stupid in the cul-de-sac, you have a defense that maybe you're going to want to pick up. There's going to be quite a few defenses here. As you can see, we've got machine guns and mortars and sniper towers, but we do have heavies, we have Zookas, we've got shocks, so there is a reason to upgrade your gunboat finally. Last time it was just flares. Obviously, shocks get more expensive quickly compared to flares where you're just spending 2, 3, 4 GBE. And we do get a hero. So this isn't the part of the tech tree that I'm super excited about. Sure, mines are good, and they're going to be tough with heavies and Zookas without flares and stuff like that. But once we start scrolling, and as you can see, my tech level up here is ridiculous. It's the dev build. Ignore. Scrolling. This is where it starts to get interesting. The Protector. We've got a prototype troop in the tech tree for the first time. Now, the Protectors, I'm not super stoked about. One of the meh-ist prototype troops, if meh is M-E-H is considered a word, meh-ist. Can you add EST to that word? Anyways, as you can see here, all sorts of stuff. We get flares very soon after 3 engine rooms, which is great. Flares obviously are super critical and important and stuff like that, because back here, without artillery, without barrage, without flares, it's going to be a little bit painful. So get the heck out of there, get into flares, and this is where things start to get fun. We get bullet fairly early on. That's going to be exciting. Also another cul-de-sac with defenses. If you have a better name than cul-de-sac, I dare you to put it in the comments down below. Keeping on scrolling, we get GBE, we've got troop health, we've got defensive building damage. All of this stuff looks pretty good. Obviously up here, you can go around the engine room and get barrage and rocket launchers. Don't know if people want to do that or not. There's going to be some choices there. That looks pretty interesting. Speaking of interesting, let's scroll just a little bit further, right to there. Boom, right in the face. Look at this. Critter cannons in the tech tree. This is just awesome. Now, by the way, you have to be at least HQ 12 to get critter cannons. So this is going to be available to most people. Obviously, you can use the Admiral's Key if you choose to go that route. And down below, check this out. This is the earliest I remember Seekers being in the tech tree. So we've got Seekers, we've got critter cannons, and then moving right along, we got Sky Shields are back in, and that's fairly darn early for Sky Shields to be in as well. That's going to be at, what is that? That is at 3, 4, 5 engine rooms. There's going to be some Sky Shields coming out. That is super awesome. And then we've got the Cryobombardiers as well. Just so much good stuff here. Looking down the lines, we end up getting into shock mines and more prototypes and even more prototypes. Look at that prototype there, and then back over here as well. Like so many prototypes once we get down towards the end. Artillery fairly late in the tech tree. Shock mines in a cul-de-sac. I like cul-de-sacs. You got to come back for the tanks if you choose to. I don't think many people actually will, but again, I like cul-de-sacs. I have never said the word cul-de-sac so many times in a short amount of time, but this is good. With the improvements from last season, with the name change, with the name hiding, and the removing all of the draws, that's all good stuff. And they have finally, and I say finally, it's not like it's been a super long time. We're only at season 11, but we now have prototypes in, and look at that. It is going to be awesome. Like, I am really looking forward to having these bad boys into the tech tree. Now, they are level 12. I assume when we upgrade them, they'll get boosted up to higher levels. Max level players have not played with level 12 critter cannons unless you have like a level 13 account or something like that. HQ 13, I should say. So that's going to be interesting. Really, if you're going to unlock critter cannons, you're going to want to max them, because otherwise they're not going to have enough health, they're not going to have enough damage, they're not going to shoot nearly fast enough if my critter cannon knowledge is accurate. Now, this is a critter cannon MK2. I can't remember if we've ever seen a critter cannon MK2. I know we've seen Lasertron MK2. I don't know off the top of my head if we've seen critter cannon MK2, so I am going to have to dig into some details there and check the comments down below. If I dig it up, I will let you know. Now, the fact that it's critters per burst, you know what? Let's just unlock some stuff. I want to get down into the nitty-gritty. We have all sorts of things to spend. Now we can actually see what the floor layouts are going to look like, just so we can throw that extra engine room. Now, again, I do love these gaps. The fact that we can put this over here and that over there, and then we can pull this over, and there's those gaps. I love the gaps in the floor. Supercell, thank you for continuing those. Now we're going to keep going, just moving right along, just so that we can see some details here. Looking at some costs, I should be showing you the costs of absolutely everything, but we are in a bit of a rush. I wasn't even going to do a sneak peek to let you in on a little secret there. It is now almost 10 o'clock at night. I was not going to do one, and then I saw the critter cannons and the protectors in there, and I went, you know what? Let's get one out, because it's a landmark moment. This is a big deal. I really do hope this season is balanced, because just adding more features every single season is fantastic. Now, season 12 or season 11 does not have a name. Supercell, you can't tease us like that. You gave us a name season 8, season 9, and then took it away for season 10 and 11. Please bring that back ASAP. Let's get over here. Microwaver in the game, Shock Blaster Grappler. Now, these are all level 1, so not a huge deal, but it is nice to have those in. I love Seekers. Seekers are so much fun to play with. And again, you'd only need to be HQ level 12, I believe, to get Seekers. So that might be the first time a lot of you get to play with Seekers. Lots and lots of fun there. Let's unlock these critter cannons and see what happens. Look at that. So when we upgrade them, you get more critters per burst, I should say, and you get more health. So let's just see what those look like. Okay, so as soon as that got upgraded, it went away. So it looks like either, oh, there we go, critters per burst 5. We're going to get an extra one up to 6 there. Let's get one more. Look at that. Maxing critter cannons goes up to 8. That's going to be very interesting, just seeing how many darn critter cannons. And the reserve size of 52 seems quite large. That seems like a lot of critter cannons. Especially considering you can only get one on a boat, I assume. I'm very curious to see how many of those fit on a boat. Let's attack. I'm going to load. The fact that we have 52 in reserve, that is like 6 attacks worth if you lost all of them. Obviously, 8 times 6, 48. So that's a lot of reserves. I feel like that's almost a bug. This might be different on the live game than on the dev build. Please bear with me there. Speaking about live game versus dev build, right now we're showing 12 minutes on the dev build. The season is going to run until June 21st, 20 days long. And now that I've said that, please don't quote me on that, because it might not be the case. Last time we said it was going to be X long, and then it wasn't. So, and now speaking of that, let's show you what's in these chests. The wooden tier is going to have 15,285. Moving up to stone, we're going to have 16,320. Iron, 18,350. Keeping on going, 2,400. Let's show the diamond, 25,500. All the way up to legendary, 32,620. So those are what the chests should look like, assuming that the dev build matches the live game. In the past, it hasn't, so take that with a grain of salt. Overall, this season has the potential to be very, very interesting. There's lots and lots of cool stuff. I love that they've implemented prototype troops. Not necessarily super stoked about the Protector, but the Critter Cannon and the Cryobombardiers have the potential to be super amazing. And this season could be fantastic. Now, we'll have to wait and see a couple days to see how balanced it is, but I have high hopes, and I am super stoked for this season. If that enthusiasm can stick around, I can't tell you as a ridiculously loud car goes by, but that is my sneak peek for Season 11. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If there was anything in here that you found to be interesting or exciting, please do consider liking, sharing, subscribing, putting the code ZMOT in here in the box, or just more importantly, throw up a comment. That is all. The best thing you can do is throw up a comment, say, hey, I found this interesting, I found that interesting, send it to your task force mates, whatever it is. Even just tell me that I made a mistake. That is fine and dandy as well. Did we get all of the engine rooms out? You know what? We didn't. Let's keep going. I just want to see what the floor looks like in its final state. Getting these long ramps on this both sides. Interesting. I started to say goodbye way too soon, trying to keep all things in play and then forgetting to do what I was here to do. So let's get this engine room out, the floor starting to take form. I love it when it goes from that big, long right-hand side ramp down to a small ramp. I wish this front ramp could get smaller as well, and now that I've said that, I don't think it does, but it might, because I'm totally at a loss for words right now. Running out of breath. Need a sip of my adult beverage. Let's unlock that final engine room. At this point, that is your final form for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As a helicopter goes overhead, what in the world? It's been quiet all night, and then suddenly, hopefully you can't hear any of that. That is your 7 engine room layout. Let's see how far we can zoom out as the confetti flies overhead with the helicopter dropping it from above. Hopefully this gave you an idea of what the tech tree is going to look like, what some of the costs are, what the hype is all about. Anyways, as always, I'm ZMOT. Thanks for coming in. Peace.